So that is how the historic meeting happened. Just another example of unorthodox diplomacy by President Trump, which has already lowered tensions with North Korea, tensions he inherited from the Obama administration. But will his outreach lead to denuclearization by the North? Joining us now, Bruce Klingner, a senior fellow at the Heritage Foundation. He also serves as the CIA's deputy division chief for Korea and analyzed military developments during the nuclear crisis with Korea. Good morning to you and welcome, and thank you for being here. So first off, your take at, frankly, history being made over the weekend with that meeting.
Right. It certainly was historic, but it was a photo op. During the meeting with Kim Jong-un, the North Korean leader agreed to allow his diplomats to meet with U.S. counterparts, which is what Kim promised in June of 2018 at the Singapore summit. So we're back to where we were a year ago. After the Singapore summit, there were no meetings between the U.S. and North Korea for 6 months. And then when North Korea allowed the meetings, it was really just for logistics for the second summit or to talk about everything except denuclearization. So we're hoping this will jumpstart actual negotiations, but so far it hasn't been a good story.
But when you're talking about just merely those tensions and easing those tensions between the two countries, Fred Fleitz takes this on in a piece published on FoxNews.com this morning, in which he titles "Trump Proves Critics Wrong" as he advances his North Korea policy with Kim meeting. He writes, "The odds may still be long to reach an agreement that fully denuclearizes North Korea. But President Trump's unorthodox diplomacy has significantly lowered tensions from that dangerous level that even former President Barack Obama spoke to him about during that transition period when President Obama was still in office. President Trump had just won the election, and he said this is going to be your biggest challenge as president."
Right. I think we need to clarify some things, though, is President Obama told President Trump that North Korea was a significant threat and perhaps going to be the biggest biggest national security challenge. But the tensions weren't high in 2016 at the transition. The tensions only really rose in 2017 under the Trump administration when there was talk of fire and fury.
I think many might argue that point, Bruce.
Well, and U.S. advocacy for a preventive attack. So really the concern about military conflict on the peninsula, that came in 2017, not prior to that.
So how would you characterize our relationship with North Korea under the Obama administration then?
Well, we had strategic patience where the Obama administration, like the Bush administration, was not fully enforcing U.S. law, was pulling its punches on sanctions. When President Obama said North Korea is the most heavily sanctioned nation on Earth, he was incorrect. Unfortunately, the Trump administration, after an initial surge of sanctions since Singapore, has also been pulling its punches. As the president said last year, there are 300 North Korean entities he has decided not to sanction, though they're violating U.S. law. So, unfortunately, we're pulling our punches on sanctions. We need to increase that in order to fully enforce our own laws as well as the UN resolutions. And we should stop canceling our own military exercises with South Korea. We've canceled 11 exercises so far. That is either degraded or risks degrading allied deterrence and defense capabilities.
So as far as the sanctions are concerned, are you suggesting that they are not working?
No, what I'm saying is that we're not fully enforcing them. The president reversed the U.S. Treasury Department's efforts to sanction 2 Chinese entities in March of this year. Secretary Mnuchin and National Security Advisor Bolton said it was a very good idea to do that. 24 hours later, the president rescinded those. So I think what we need to do is fully enforce the U.S. laws. We go where the evidence takes us. There are 300 North Korean entities or more we're not sanctioning. Congress sent a list of 12 Chinese banks violating U.S. law to the White House. None have had actions taken against them. So we need to really defend our own laws, defend our financial system, as well as fully uphold UN resolutions.
So we'll talk solution in a second, but would you say that the Trump administration, at a minimum, is making progress in attempting to achieve peace?
I'd say that the administration is attempting to achieve peace, but so far there's been no progress in actual denuclearization. So
as far as the sanctions are concerned, what more can be done?
Well, first of all, the 300 entities the president said he's not sanctioning, the 12 Chinese banks which are committing money laundering crimes inside the U.S. financial system. There are reports of other Russian and Chinese entities that are violating U.S. law. So, if we have evidence for them, we should be going after them. Unfortunately, successive administrations have all been pulling their punches. The Bush, Obama, and Trump administrations have not been fully doing maximum pressure.
Got it. Bruce Klingner, great to get your thoughts this morning. I appreciate it. Thank you.